Hey there, I'm excited you're here today because I'm going to share with you my 7 favorite secrets for staying productive and focused so I can get all the things done during my work day and my work week. So let's just jump right in. The first thing I want to talk to you about is batching. If you have never batched your workload before, you got to start doing this. I'm going to use myself as an example because it'll give you an idea of how you would batch your work. So I'm a social media manager and strategist. And what I like to do is I like to batch when I have to write social media posts all together versus when I have to create graphics. So basically I lump it all together and I try and get it all done for the month. So I'll take one client and I know what their theme is going to be for the month, and I just write all the content I need to write for the month for that client. And then when I'm done doing all the writing for all my clients, I am going to switch gears and switch over to creating graphics for them. So I like to use the analogy of, say, a car. So let's say you're in a car, and think about this when you're batching. When you hit the accelerator of your car, you are spending a lot of fuel to get to your cruising speed, right? But once you get to that cruising speed, the fuel is being used more efficiently than it was when you started to accelerate. Well, it's kind of the same thing with your brain. When you batch your like tasks together, it takes your brain a little bit of time to get going, but once it gets going, it works more efficiently until it switches gears. Same thing with a car. Until a red light hits, you're gonna press on the brake and you're gonna decelerate and you're gonna stop. And then the minute the light turns green and you go, you're going to use all that fuel again to get up to your cruising speed. Well, that's what your brain does every time it toggles or switches tasks from task to task. It uses all that fuel and energy to get where it needs to be to work more efficiently. So if you can in any way structure your day so that you're doing all the like tasks together, and then take a break in between switching to another type of task. Try that. Let me know how it works for you. I bet you'll find that you work so much faster and a lot more efficient. And what happened in my world when I did that, when I started writing all my blog posts maybe in one afternoon and all my social media posts at one time, and then switched over to graphics, it was amazing. I had so much extra time left over that I was able to start my YouTube channel. If you're liking this content, please make sure you subscribe to this channel because I've got a lot more coming. Okay, the second thing is sprints. You may have heard about this through something called the Pomodoro technique. And basically what this is you set a 30-minute timer and you work completely uninterrupted for 30 minutes and then you take a break. What this does, and I like to pair a couple of my secrets together. So it kind of works with batching, right? So if you decide to work for 30 minutes only on a blog post, set that timer, and then when the timer goes off, you take a break and it's uninterrupted stuff, you've just stopped that car analogy thing from going on. So I really like doing that. And so the idea is, I think you go to maybe pomodorotechnique.com, but just Google it, you'll find it. It'll give you the whole structure on how this works. But the idea is to do nothing but really focused work for 30 minutes and then take a 10-minute break, walk away from your workspace, and then start another 30-minute sprint. You will be amazed at how much you get done during this time. I really love that technique. Okay, so the third secret I have is actually working uninterrupted by turning your phone, your computer, and your mobile devices to do not disturb. So if I pair batching with the Pomodoro 30-minute sprint and do not disturb together, those 3 things, I'm really effective. And people can wait for me to respond to a text message or a phone call for 30 minutes. I mean, that's possible unless there's an emergency. And this is why I recommend using the do not disturb feature on your phone. I know it exists for iPhone. I'm not sure about Android. Instead of switching over to airplane mode, is with the do not disturb function, if somebody tries to call you 3 times in a row, the phone realizes that that's an emergency and it breaks that do not disturb setting so that the person can get through to you. So that's why I like do not disturb versus airplane. Okay, the fourth secret is just get your body moving. For me, I need to move at least 45 minutes in the morning before I even start work. So I'll take my dogs for a walk. It's not high impact, it's very low impact, but it works for me because it doesn't exhaust me before my day is even started. It actually energizes me. So I feel so much better when I go to sit down at my desk because I haven't woken up, gotten ready, and then sat down. That's a lot of sedentary stuff. But then when I'm working throughout the day and I need a break, you need to get up and move again, or else it's just energy zapping if you don't do that. So that's what I like to do. Secret number 5 is plan with the end in mind the night before. So what I'll do before I leave my desk for the day is I'll go ahead and I will write out what my plan's gonna look like, or what my final goal for tomorrow is gonna look like. When will I end work? What will I have accomplished by the end of that work day? And then I'll re-engineer that so I create my to-do list off of that end goal. Instead of being reactionary, I'm actually setting up a plan so I can accomplish everything. Okay, secret number 6 is clear the clutter. What I love to do is I love to clear off my desk and just work on a plain empty desk. The only thing that's there is just my laptop, and that's it. I actually move my tablets and my phone off to the side or put them in another room so I'm not distracted. And that might pair well with the first 3, which were batching, sprints, airplane modes, clear the clutter. So I love that. And clutter is one of those things, if it's there and it's looking at you, it's begging for your attention. And if you can get rid of those things that are begging for your attention, you are going to be that much more productive. Okay, number 7. I got this one from Brian Tracy. I love this. He had a book. It's on time management, and it might be called Eat Your Frog or something like that. Anyways, what he describes in that book is, think of your to-do list in frogs. Big, ugly, well, 3 sizes of frogs actually. Big, ugly, gross bullfrogs, a medium frog, and a baby toad. And he said if you can look at your work in that way, what you want to do is and you have to eat all 3 frogs in the day. What he says to do is eat the biggest, ugliest frog first, because the other 2 are going to be so much easier to consume and get rid of after you've done that ugly one first. So I do that with my work a lot. It might be really hard to do some of the stuff that I don't want to do, but once I bite that bullet and just get started and finish it, the other stuff is so much easier to accomplish. So those were my 7 things. You're going to batch, you're going to sprint, you're going to be on do not disturb, you're going to take breaks. Number 5 is you're going to plan the night before. Number 6 is clear the clutter. And number 7 is eat your frogs and eat the ugliest, biggest ones first. But my bonus tip is this, and I love this one. So I have a big to-do list, and sometimes it can get really long. What I do is I take the 3 most important things and I put them on a Post-it note. And that Post-it note gets pasted right over my to-do list, so I can't see the other parts of my to-do list because this Post-it note is covering it. And then I focus just on those 3 things for that day. And when I finish those 3 things, I just destroy the Post-it note, and that's satisfying in itself, but then it reveals the rest of my to-do list for me. And anything else that I can accomplish off that to-do list for that day is just gravy. But if I get those 3 important things done, I don't feel like I wasted my day. I feel like I've actually accomplished something, and tearing up a Post-it note, okay, the kid in me loves it. Anyways, those were my tips for today, or my secrets for staying focused and productive. I hope you liked today's video. If you like this type of video, please go ahead, subscribe. I've got more coming, and go check out the other videos on my channel. I'll see you next time.